What's going on, guys? This is from Lurkin from Mobalytics, and we're doing Fireball Meteor build. We're going to start off with Uber Lillith, then I'll go over the build, and then we're going to get into some Nightmare dungeons. Let's make it happen. Oh, no, I burned my deep freeze early. We might be alright. Let's see if I have the damage. Come on, we can get her. Oh, I'm going to die. Unless I can nuke her here. Nope, I'm dead. I don't have deep freeze. I'm dead! I gotta do it again! If I have deep freeze, I can make it to the next part. Alright, we're just gonna keep that. Because it was funny. I was so used to having Inferno. Can we get the nuke? The nuke? The nuke? No nuke. Where's this bitch? Did we get her? Nope, we didn't get her. There, we got her. Alright. Just all I needed was my deep freeze. We do the same thing. She spawns right about here. We can just nuke her. Yeah, Genesis was the missing piece. You know, crazy what a 50% damage buff will do. Oh, I went too early. That's alright. Alright. Running, running, running. Oop. Oh, come on, baby. Not today. Oh, fuck that shit. Zoink. Oh, I'm gonna die. No! Alright, well, I got her. I killed her. I killed her. We're gonna go into the Nightmare dungeon. I got her. That one counts. So, the damage is there. That's all that really matters. Alright, let's go to town. I'll go over the build. Then I'll try and see if I have any non-shit T100 sigils. Alright, so this build changed a lot over the process. Had Ancient Flame, had a Prodigy Ring, and now we're looking at X-Fails and a busted Frigid Breeze for my mana. So with the skills, we got Meteor for Meteor and Meteor things. We got Ice Armor for Barrier. Teleport for our Raiment stuns. We got Flame Shield for immunity, and it's just goated. And then we do not have Deep Freeze. We actually have Inferno. But you can run Deep Freeze if you want. It doesn't really matter. And then we have Fireball as our main damage dealer. We go into our bullshit over here. Starfall Cornet enhances the shit out of Meteor. 6-second cooldown now. It's great with Fireball. They share a lot of synergies. Searing Heat Legendary Node. 3 curses on the amulet. We have Raiment of the Infinite for stuns. Everybody know Raiment. Everybody knows I'm a avid Raiment hater, but this season I'm running it a lot. Gloves of the Illuminator to make our fireballs nice and bouncy. We have Disso Pants. These should be 4 ranks Meteor total armor, and then pick 3 of DR close, DR, and DR distant. Asu's Heirloom Pants. During an evade, you're going to have 38% crit. During normally, you're going to have like 18% crit or something like that. And then after you kill an elite, it'll bump up to like 48 during an Asu evade. So that combined with the Searing Heat Legendary Node, which gives us 12% crit on our Fireball and our Meteor, takes us to like 100. So that's why we don't need Elementalist. Next we run a Wand. We run the Wand for the lucky hit chance on the Meteor enchant. You want int all stats, pick 2 additives that work for the build, like critical strike chance, vulnerable, damage to burning, damage to whatever. Next we run the Focus. The Focus should ideally be crit chance, resource gen, and cooldown reduction. Since the mana is not bad on this build, the mana cost reduction isn't needed. So that's really a flex spot. You can take like lucky hit chance, DR burning, mana cost reduction, int, really anything you want there. The 3 damage aspects on this build are we run conceited for 25% damage with a barrier. We're ripping shattered stars so that our meteor like nukes things because it drops more meteorites. They do a burn, and then that meteorite burn is what has the LHC, and the meteor burn itself is what has the lucky hit chance. We think it's bugged, so that the meteor can keep reprocking itself. We ended up going with X Fails. We had a Prodigy ring here before, but we just don't need it anymore. I needed it when I was like level 80 because my gear was dog shit. And this will proc off the meteor burns, so you'll just get like random fat 2 million damage procs. Tal Rasha for Tal Rasha stuff. We got fire, lightning, and cold damage. I'll show you. You'll see the cold damage in a second. And then we have a. This is a really bad amulet, but you want Dev Blaze, mana cost reduction, cooldown reduction, and total armor. It'll be in the planner. This amulet's just not it right now. And then we run 3 curses on here. 60% crit chance with Meteor or Fireball. Hence why we run both. And then it's double when they're healthy. So that's why like Meteor nukes the shit out of packs. For enchantments, Meteor enchant for more meteors, baby. And then I'm a big Frozen Orb enchant fan. Just helps apply vuln better, more consistently, and it just looks really sweet when it's like shitting out. We'll do skill tree real quick. I think I have it set up right. 2 in Firebolt just to get past the 3 in Frozen Orb. Take the vuln node. Max out Fireball, and then take Destructive because Greater is kind of dog shit. Take Elemental Dominance. We get 9% increased damage, about 50 mana. I take the 3 in Flame Shield because I love it. I love the heal and the move speed. That also gives you more crit chance from Asus. 1 rank Elemental Attunement. Reset your cooldowns on Lucky Hit sometimes. I max out Teleport. Take all the normal standard nodes. I think I only put 1 rank in Glass Cannon because I want it elsewhere. And 3 is enough. That's pretty much the standard that I run. Ice Armor for Ice Armor things. And we got Mana Shield, Protection, DR after mana, DR after spending 100 mana, 30% barrier after using a cooldown. We got a ton of those down here. These are all cooldowns. Max Meteor, we take the Immob. And you should have 6 ranks Dev Blaze here. So like your crits are going to hit for 1.6x. 3 ranks Inner Flames for Inner Flame shenanigans for 9% damage when you're healthy. And then we skip right up here. You could take a little bit more points in Hoarfrost, but don't bother. What we're after is the Frigid Breeze. Cold damage. Cold damage. All damage against vulnerable enemies has a 20% chance to generate 15 mana. So this broken ass node is why we don't have to run Tibalts. We don't have to run a generator on the rings. And then as always, Asus Ferocity. 25% crit damage. Can't beat it. Let's rip into the Paragon. I made a funky looking Paragon for this, and I'm kind of liking it. So we start on the starter board with Reinforced, 50% DR with Barrier. We take the non-fizz and the resistance to all elements. I'm doing something I've never done on a lot of my boards. I'm taking a bunch of life, especially when you're running X-Fails. I have more life than I should because I have a roll here. You're probably going to sit around 15k life. So typically, well, you have life on here, but typically you're going to sit around 13k life in like previous builds. And then it was even less so when you would run X-Fails because you weren't able to roll life on the ring. But now that all these life rolls are multiplicative, I'm like actually interested in taking them. Like you sacrifice some damage, but you can gain like 15% total EHP just by getting like 2,000 life going from 13 to 15k. Yeah, so we grab the Reinforced, bumps the non-fizz, bumps the all resist. We go into here, Enchantment Master, we take Elementalist. I only slot Elementalist on builds that have like, because it's a per enemy thing. So like you have to hit the enemy with fire, lightning, and cold. So it's cool if you're like running Raiment, but I need to have like 2 or 3 reliable sources of damage on every enemy. And in this we have the fire, we have the Frozen Orb enchant, and we have the Raiment stun. So you get a 15% value out of this. If I'm not thinking I'm going to get value out of this a lot, you can just take Tactician. It's just harder to path upwards with it because you have to grab some of these. It's whatever. We grab all this non-fizz, a lot of max life around here. We scoop it all up, and then on this board we skip we end up taking this non-fizz over here because it also helps max our resists. And then I always on any mana spending build, I like to grab the max mana over here because it's just 28 mana for free. Scoop the max life. We do this weird deer antler looking shape on elemental summoner. We take flame feeder, 34 points just for 10% increased direct damage to burning enemies. Our fourth board is Searing Heat. We're going for exploit on here just for more multis for bosses, because there will be a lot of vulnerable enemies. You can you can take Pyromaniac on this board, but the issue you're going to run into is Dex. I don't even have enough Dex. I gotta fix this. I gotta find. I'll do it later, but I gotta find a little bit more Dex here. It's probably just because my all stats rolls low here and here. So yeah, I would normally hit the Dex for X for that, but you take a Dex board here so that you have enough Dex for this 5% more DR burning. But yeah, we take exploit here, grab some fire damage, crit damage, path up to Searing Heat for the 12% crit strike chance for our fire skills, and 30% direct damage bonus, so they're hitting like trucks. On some of my previous boards, I had been skimping on. We're missing. Let me dump. I want that. I'd been skimping on the DR elites here, but I've decided to slot it back in after getting absolutely nuked in so many of the videos that I've filmed, because I just have bad gear and I don't have the right rolls. I'm missing close DR on my pants that I've been using. So we take the DR elites and the armor, because that armor contributes to our base armor. This is the only armor we can get on the Paragon board, is these 3 nodes, 200 armor. But don't worry, we get 8% potion healing, and we get a bunch of fire resist that sends us over the cap. So our boards are looking sick. We take destruction, and then we get the DR burning. My rolls were better, I'd have that unlocked. And I typically do 7 boards, but with fire, it's weird. When I make fire boards, I kind of turn. They usually end up as 6 boards. I don't know why. It's just sort of what happens. I opted to not take Enchanter for once here, and I just went with Adept. I was just kind of playing around with how could I make it happen without Enchanter so that I could pick up Exploit for another multi, because I only have 6 boards. And then I ended up just scooping all this non-fizz to make up for the loss. But we just take Adept here. I'm not putting too many points into it because the build is split between Fireball and Meteor. So it's a little wasted if you take over 40. I really just want the increased radius. And then we just scoop over here and grab the Frigid Fate for 28% damage to vuln. And now that I've rambled, let's just do this T97. I don't have that many sigils right now. You can see yourself. Okay. Are you in my house? I'm just gonna nuke now that I have Genesis. Kind of pissed that I didn't get that Lillith kill, but what are you gonna do? That was a user error towards the end there. I kind of feel like I can not even look at the screen and just look at the mini-map when I play this. Alright, brother. Oh, you were in town. And we'll actually clear some of this, but come on. All right. And it's all gonna come down to me not having my DR close roll here. It always hurts when I get nuked when I'm filming, but it is what it is. I think it's important to see like what the build actually looks like when somebody plays it. Like, yeah, you might die if you overextend. This isn't like a Zeus tank build. So I'll actually stop playing less like a brain dead. So the general gameplay loop of this is I just kind of cast Fireball a bunch, And then I look for raiment, like double meteor combos, just to nuke everything. And then I cleaned it up with the fireball. So let's find another pack. Let's see, we'll like the double meteor there, flame shield, do that, and then we evade, get all the crit chance, and clean up. And the room's clear. Seeing some pretty decent damage numbers. Some millions. I want to see how much the fireball's hitting for now. I'll take a moment and I'll go over the Seneschal construct after this dungeon. And then I'll have timestamps and shit. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, we're okay, we're okay. So besides that one throw, it's feeling pretty decent. I do have DR burning on my focus, which I do like. It does suck that I don't have Firebolt enchant to like make better use of it, because things have to get hit with a meteor for them to be burning in this build. I really wish Fireball itself would apply a burn, but sometimes I don't even know what killed me. It's got one banged by a scorpion. Sometimes you can't really see the ground that well because of the meteor, and that's like my biggest complaint with meteor. Alright, let's just get in here. This is the actual test. How does it survive in here? Especially when you can't see anything. Okay. I can't wait for suppressors. So when the suppressor change goes live tomorrow, you're going to be able to raiment stun in a suppressor and then evade away and then actually nuke them with fireball. Oh no. Yeah. Alright, you guys can go away. Well, alright, just gotta die to a blood blister one last time. So yeah, that's the build. Maybe I'll run one more dungeon. Drop all this shit off in the vault, run one more. Try and get a clean run on something that's a little less like cluttered maybe. Alright, you need to go away. Oh yeah, my glyphs aren't even maxed yet, because I have been leveling other glyphs. Alright, this is trash. Whatever. Let's go to Gate Hall. We'll load up another one. Let's see if I have wish I had a Champion's Demise or something. Maybe I'll try and craft. It's going good, Connor. Just filming a video here from the YouTube. Alright, let's dump all these. Love me some little macros. Okay. Let's see what we got. Path of the Blind. Is this good? It sounds like it'd be terrible. Craft some sigils real quick, see what's up. I don't want to do any more vaults. So we get anything good. Guulrahn Canals. Champion's Demise, but it's less fire damage. That's no dice. Suppressor. Death Pulse. We'll do Guulrahn Canals, that sounds fine. And they're a little tankier. I think this has resistance breakers and they get a fat barrier. So we'll see how that goes. Nice. Okay. So Guulrahn Canals is spiders. This is perfect. Love spider dungeons. I wanted to see if I could get an event. Yeah, we got spider dungeons and bees. See, the mana is pretty good though. Oh wait, no, I have the infinite cooldown thing. We'll see how it goes after, but the mana is really good when you get enough vulnerable enemies. The mana is really good. But one of the important things with the build is the spacing. There's like an optimal spacing where it'll hit the. So say you cast the fireball. There's like an edge here and then an edge here. So if you have like a big boss, you can kind of space it so that all three hit them if they're standing like right there. You'll learn that if like you take them into Duriel solo or anything. But it's kind of nice. You can say the biggest thing is the raiment combo and the dash away. Pairs really well with the Asus boots. So you can like flame shield meteor, dash back and just cast. And then what's nice too is then after you do that, you can get lucky with the frozen orbs and end up freezing the enemies if you get enough coming out. Alright, there, buddy. Nope. Something about those new enemies in the vaults just like nuked the shit out of me. It's really melee units that are giving me issues because I don't have a DR close roll on my pants. I'll keep saying that till I die. So what I should have done was slot territorial over exploit. You can always do that. Like if you're feeling really squishy and like you're getting nuked by close enemies, you can just slot territorial there because it's still a dex node. And then you'll just get 15% close DR, and then, you know, the close damage isn't wasted. Alright. I think I got killed by a guy that wasn't even out. Or I got killed by a delayed explosion. We gotta destroy the corpse piles. So let's see how the damage is on the corpse pile. Pretty good. Seeing some 600Ks, 700Ks. Definitely with Evernight and Genesis, this thing really starts to cook. So what sucks and is nice about any build with Meteor is that you don't have to run Starfall. You don't have to run Shaco. We don't have to farm Shaco because you don't need, because you can't afford it because you have to have the Starfall Cornet in your helmet. Ruh-roh. Alright, that dungeon's over. So yeah, I don't need to do a dungeon with a boss because we saw how it was against Uber Lillith, and it can take her down just fine. So I'm going to be upgrading this build to S tier. I think it's good. I think it's really strong. Now that I have all the pieces for it, and like it passed the Uber Lillith test for damage. Alright, I'm lurking for Mobilytics. Check out the planner, and thanks for listening to me fucking ramble. Peace.